So you learn on the first day at Brownstein that relationships are everything. It's true the moment you walk in the door. You realize when you see people interact with others, whether it's partners and associates, partners and staff, it doesn't really matter who you are. People here generally respect each other in such a great way, and it sets the right tone for what we do as a firm. And the values for me are how we deliver on those relationships. The way that the relationships we have with colleagues, with clients, with the community, the way that we can live true to those relationships and succeed in those relationships is through our values, all in excellence, respect, and giving back. The truer we are to those values, the better we are in building and cultivating those relationships and delivering for whoever it is that's on the other side of that relationship. Each year we're going to recognize someone in the firm for living the firm's values in the things that he or she does every single day.
I believe that when we started our firm, Jack, Steve, and I didn't sit down and say, what are the values of our firm? We just lived them every day. And we basically felt that what we had to do is we had to excel as lawyers in what we did.
And it wasn't just value in terms of our careers, it was being part of the community, being part of the political community, being part of the charitable community.
The name of the award that we're going to bestow on people who best exemplify what this firm is all about, I think the fact of the characteristics that Mark exemplifies are really incredibly fundamental to that award. I think that Mark is one of the most conscientious, hardworking people that I've ever met. I can think of no one more that I'm prouder to have been a partner with these many years than Mark Leonard.
Mark, let me join in and congratulate you. It is so well deserved of what you've done in this community, what you've done in your law practice, and what you've done with your friends and friendships. I'm just proud as can be of you.
Mark, congratulations, well deserved. No one, when Frank Sinatra did that song, I did it my way. Well, you sure as hell did it your way, and it was a great way. Congratulations, many, many more years of good health.
So when I think of Mark Leonard and how he embodies our culture at Brownstein, to me it's Mark's selflessness. I think few people in the firm realize over his 40-plus years at the firm how many people he has counseled, whether it's staff members, whether it's partners, whether it's clients who, for whatever reason, didn't make sense for us to meet, for us to represent. Mark was always there volunteering his time. And what makes Mark so special, and I think it's kind of the mystery of being a great family lawyer, I think of Mark as being kind of part priest, part great lawyer, part big brother. He's that kind of individual that when you have a problem, he's the guy you want to sit down and talk with. And I can tell you, countless of my clients he has sat down with just to help them understand the process, come to emotional grips with the process, and that's really what makes Mark so fantastic, and also just embodies our culture here at Brownstein.
The amazing partner and lawyer that we know Mark Leonard to be is also the friend that I've known my entire life. Mark used to live with my father, and when my father passed away when I was 9 months old, Mark Leonard wrote me a letter, and in classic Mark Leonard fashion, dictated a message to me about who my father was through Mark's eyes. And because I lost my dad at such a young age, I've referred back to that message many times. And so Mark has been an important conduit to my relationship with my father, and as a result, I have a deep and very important relationship with Mark. And that's why it's been such an honor and a privilege to work with Mark, to now be partners with Mark, and to call Mark my friend. And that's also why we could not have picked a better colleague to honor with this award and to honor this award with his namesake. And so I'm really pleased that we're doing this. Mark's always been there for me. He stood up and toasted me at my wedding. He welcomed me into this firm. He's always been a mentor to me, and as we all know, Mark will always be there for us if we need him. Whether it's a referral for a divorce lawyer or just someone to listen to, Mark is always there, and I will always appreciate him for that.
I've known Mark for 40 years. I first knew him for his custom furniture building skills. We sometimes wonder whether he should have stuck with that, but I'm glad he didn't. He and I have been primarily divorce lawyers for that 4 years or 4 decades together. When I think of Mark, yes, he's a very, very good divorce lawyer, one of the very best, but he is also just a wonderful person, and I feel so honored that I can speak about my buddy. That doggone big teddy bear, I got to tell you, he's just something.
I've known Mark since 2012, which is when he joined the board. And I've actually learned from Mark that he joined the board somewhat reluctantly. Brownstein has always had a representative on the Legal Aid Foundation board, and it was towards the end of Larry Treese's term when Larry and others at the firm encouraged Mark to join the board. He apparently went home and talked to Nancy, and it's thanks to her, really, that he decided to join. And once he joined, though, I tell you, he gave it 110%. So I feel like his impact on the civil legal aid delivery system has just had a ripple effect throughout. I mean, I really, truly think he has single-handedly helped improve the civil legal aid delivery system in Colorado. On top of all that, that is how effective he is, how committed he is. He is a complete joy to work with. I mean, I've told him, and I truly believe that when they made him, they threw away the mold. I truly have never worked with a trustee that I have enjoyed more. Congratulations, Mark, on receiving this well-deserved award. And I can't tell you how delighted we were at the Legal Aid Foundation to hear they're naming the award after you, because we can't think of a better person they could have named it after.
Mark has helped me on numerous occasions over the past 33 years. Whenever I or any of my friends have needed any advice, he was always there, willing to give me the best course of action. Mark is a true humanitarian, and I can only aspire to be like him. It doesn't matter what your position is. He's just genuinely interested in you, and he wants to know how you're doing, and that you're okay, and that things in your life are going well. And I thank you for being there for me over these years and being my friend.
I was the 2009 recipient of the Mark Leonard Scholarship. I think looking back on those conversations that I had with Mark 7 years ago, two of the things that really impressed me is one, just his belief in me, and I felt like I could step confidently into college in the next season of life, knowing that there were people that believed in what I could do. And then two, really inspired me to give back. I was able to work for nonprofits for the last 3 years, partly because I had the financial flexibility to do so, and the scholarship definitely afforded that. But Mark also inspired me to continually give as well.
Hi, I'm Nancy Leonard. I'd like to begin with a quote that I recently heard that I think fits Mark. It's not how much you do, but how much you do with intention and from the heart. The greatest caring that I've seen Mark show is his work with Operation Walk, the organization headed by Dr. Doug Dennis, who did Mark's knee replacement surgeries. Mark ensures that we support the fund drive to see that people of many countries receive free knee and hip replacement surgeries. He's been a part of several teams that have traveled to Panama. He's participated in every part of the surgical procedures, from pre-op to actually being in on a surgery, to holding the arms of someone getting up to walk for the first time following surgery. Each time the team returns to Panama now, former patients say, "Where is Dr. Mark?" And that is the kind of caring that he showed in helping them with their recovery. It's also the intention and caring from the heart that he pours into so many ways that he gives. Congratulations, Mark. I'm so proud of you.
For those of you who may not know, Mark Leonard's consistently voted best in show. When anyone asks who's the best for divorce, the answer is invariably Mark Leonard, of course. Now, Mark's prowess in trial was honestly earned. As a public defender, he certainly learned. We all think we're blameless, no fault to be found. But in the rare case we're wrong, it's sure nice to have Mark around. But Mark Leonard's fine attributes go far beyond these. He works with wood and played tennis until, his knees. He's not fond of emails. We get memos instead. And he doesn't like mess on his desk or your head. But he's generous, kind, though might make you afraid if you've tightened your purse strings and forgot legal aid. His scholarship fund makes a difference for many. I'd list you some faults, but he has hardly any. There's so much more to say about Mark Leonard, how he lives his life so purposefully centered. We're so lucky to have him as a beacon of good. If you can be at all like him, we think that you should. Love you, Mark. You make this a better place to be.
Congratulations, Mark. You're a shining example of everything this award stands for. We're so honored to both give it to you and name it after you. You are truly deserving of the first ever Mark Leonard Award.